Hello, everyone. Book of the month just dropped yesterday, I think. I'm a little surprised that it came out so early in the month, but maybe since it's Thanksgiving weekend here in the US, they posted early. So let's get into it. So it looks like there's 6 hardcover selections this time. First one is Before I Forget by Tory Henwood Hoen, contemporary fiction. Her father is losing his memory, but she'll have to face her own in this poignant story of hope, love, and clairvoyance. It's emotional, quirky, family drama, and nature. Let's look at the synopsis. Call it inertia, call it a quarter-life crisis, whatever you call it, Cricket Campbell is stuck. Despite working at a zeitgeisty wellness company, the 26-year-old feels anything but well. Yeah. Still adrift after a tragedy that upended her world a decade ago, she has entered early adulthood under the weight of a new burden, her father's Alzheimer's diagnosis. That is so hard to deal with. When Cricket's older sister Nina announces it is time to move Arthur from his beloved Adirondack Lake house into a memory care facility, Cricket has a better idea. In returning home to become her father's caretaker, she hopes to repair their strained relationship and shake herself out of her permafunk. But even deeply familiar places can hold surprises. I mean, that would be really hard to be a full-time caregiver for someone with Alzheimer's if you're already a strained relationship as well. But as Cricket settles back into the family house at Catwood Pond, a place she once loved but hasn't visited since she was a teenager, she discovers that her father possesses a rare gift. As he loses his grip of the past, he is increasingly able to predict the future. Oh, that's interesting. Before long, Arthur cements his reputation as an unlikely oracle, but for Cricket, believing in her father's prophecies might also mean facing the most painful parts of her history. As she begins to remember who she once was, she uncovers a vital truth. The path forward often starts by going back. With laugh-out-loud humor and profound grace, Before I Forget explores the nuances of family, the complexities of memory, and how sometimes the people we know the best are the ones who surprise us the most. No content warnings. That sounds like a feel-good read for December. I am surprised he can tell the future. I wonder, I wonder if that's like fiction or if that has actually happened to some Alzheimer's people. Next option is Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. It's a thriller. I like the cover. It's like dripping. When one woman's obsession with finding her dream home goes too far, she'll take house hunting to a whole new level. What's she gonna do? That's weird. Fast read, unlikely narrator. Oh no, unlikable narrator. Movie-ish and snarky. 18 months and 11 lost bidding wars into house hunting in the overheated Washington, D.C. suburbs, 37-year-old publicist Margot Miyake gets a tip about the about the perfect house in the perfect neighborhood slated to come up for sale in 1 month. Desperate to escape the cramped apartment she shares with her husband Ian, and in turn get their marriage, plan to have a baby, and whole life back on track, Margot becomes obsessed with buying the house before it's publicly listed and the masses descend, with unbeatable all-cash offers in hand. A little stalking? Harmless. A bit of trespassing? Necessary. As Margot infiltrates the homeowners' lives, her tactics grow increasingly unhinged. That's so scary. But just when she thinks she's won them over, she hits a snag in her plan. Undeterred, Margot will prove again and again that there's no boundary she won't cross to seize the dream life she's been chasing. The most unsettling part, you'll root for her even as you gasp in disbelief. Oh, I don't know, this is a little triggering for me. Dark, biting, and laugh-out-loud funny, Best Offer Wins is a propulsive debut and a razor-sharp exploration of class, ambition, and the modern housing crisis. There is content warnings. Book contains mentions of sexual assault. That does sound really interesting as far as like how far will you go to get a house, like your dream house, like the thing that you were told you would be able to get and now you can't. So how far are you going to go to chase that dream? Does sound like an interesting commentary. The little part about like stalking them and stuff. I really don't like that. So it might be a little too triggering for me, but maybe you'll like it. Next is We Who Will Die by Stacia Stark. It's an early release fantasy. Can also get limited edition with roses, I guess, for $3 more. To survive in this epic arena, a hero must face bloodthirsty vampires, gladiator villains, and her own broken heart. It comes out December 30th, so I guess you would get it pretty early. Actually, it's really early. I don't know, kind of sounds a little like Hunger Games, though. 400 plus pages, salacious, first in a series, of course, romantasy. Life in the perilous Thorn District is a constant battle for Arvel and her younger brothers, and the vampire standing on her doorstep is about to turn their world upside down. Faced with an unthinkable choice, Arvel makes a magically binding vow to do the impossible: kill the Emperor, an ancient vampire created by the god Umbros. But first, she must enter the Sundering, an arena where only the fastest, strongest, and deadliest survive long enough to be selected for the Emperor's elite guard. She quickly draws the ire of the Primus, the powerful figure charged with protecting the Emperor. But the vampire under the armor is the last person Arvel expects to encounter in the Emperor's court. Is Arvel a vampire or not? I don't think so. With her brother's lives in the balance, Arvel has no choice but to ally with the man who once shattered her heart. Oh, of course. And with the Emperor's sadistic son, Rorik, two vampires whose motives are impossible to pin down. Rorik holds the key to understanding the powers Arvel is developing, abilities that would put a price on her head if discovered by the Emperor. Maybe she is a vampire? To survive the arena and complete her mission, Arvel must get to the bottom of a conspiracy that will change everything she thought she knew about herself and the two vampires who are deeply entwined with her destiny. I feel like not everyone's a vampire since they keep saying these two are vampires. So maybe she's not a vampire? I'm a little confused, but then she's developing abilities. I don't know. I'm a little confused. Who's a vampire, who's not a vampire? Like, just the overlords of vampires? No content warnings. A little surprised by that. I don't know. To me, it sounds like, what was that book? Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, I found it. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This sounds a lot like that to me. They're vampires. She's not, but she enters a deadly arena to get some magical ability at the end or something. I don't really remember. It sounds a lot like Hunger Games. I'm not sure I would make this mine. I'm also like, it seems a little YA, even though it doesn't say it's YA. Maybe it's new adult. What does the cover say? Bow before the god of ruin. Okay, next one is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. It's a romance. I have seen this cover a lot of places, and it looks perfect for December. She's been nothing but nice this holiday season, so why is the ghost of Christmas past here to haunt her? 400 plus pages, salacious, holiday, and magical. He's the ghost of Christmas past. She's not exactly Scrooge. Ghost of Christmas past Nolan Callahan, of course, that sounds like such a rich name, intends to spend this holiday haunting like every other. Get in, get out, return to his otherwise aimless existence as a ghost awaiting the afterlife. But when he's faced with Harriet York, the sweetest assignment he's ever had, he suddenly finds himself wishing for a future. Harriet York has no idea why she's being haunted. She's a good person, or at least she tries to be. A people pleaser to her core, she always does what's expected of her. But as she and Nolan begin to examine her past, they discover there are threads that bind them together, and realize there might be more to moving on than expected. With the deadline of Christmas Eve fast approaching, will they find the key to their futures in each other's pasts? Or will they stay firmly in the present, indulging in their unexpected, spirited connection? No content warnings. I don't know. I probably won't read that, but it does seem like a good holiday read. Next is a Dark Sisters by Kristi DeMeester. It's a horror. I like the font for the title. Ooh, it's gruesome. 3 centuries of women in one twisted lineage. How many generations of witches does it take to stop a family curse? Has multiple viewpoints, nonlinear timeline, LGBTQ plus themes, and witchy. I might get this just for those 2 things, but let's see. Sometimes nonlinear timeline I don't really like very much, and multiple viewpoints has to be done really well, too. 3 women, 3 centuries, one legacy of fury, love, and a power that refuses to die. In this fiercely captivating novel, horror meets historical fiction when a curse bridges generations, binding the fates of 3 women. Anne Bolton, a healer facing persecution for witchcraft, bargains with a dark entity for protection, but the fire she unleashes will reverberate for centuries. Ooh. Mary Shepherd, a picture-perfect wife in a suffocating community, falls for Sharon and begins a forbidden affair that could destroy them both. And Camilla Burson, the rebellious daughter of a preacher, defies conformist expectations to uncover an ancient power as her father's flock spirals into crisis. Are they related then? It almost sounds like they're not related. I would think they are related though, like distantly, since it says one legacy, but no content warnings. I don't know, that sounds kind of interesting. Horror for December maybe is not what I would normally pick, but I'm not really looking for some holiday romance right now for some reason, but and then this is their yearly look back. So Buckeye by Patrick Ryan, historical fiction. The yearly look back is like a book that they didn't pick for the year, but they're giving like a chance to pick, I guess. Because it's like this one I think was voted one of the best books of the year. One choice changes the fate of 2 families in the sweeping tale of war, heartache, and legacy. 400 plus pages, war, multiple viewpoints, and infidelity. I don't often read war books. I guess I do read World War II books a lot. But let's see what the synopsis is. And I'm not sure this is World War I or World War II. In Bonhomie, Ohio, a stolen moment of passion sparked in the exuberant aftermath of the Allied victory in Europe binds Cal Jenkins, a man wounded not in war but by his inability to serve in it, to Margaret Salt, a woman trying to obscure her past. Cal's wife, Becky, has a spiritual gift. She is a seer who can conjure the dead, helping families connect with those they've lost. Margaret's husband, Felix, is serving on a Navy cargo ship out of harm's way until a telegram suggests that the unthinkable might have happened. So they're both committing infidelity. That's crazy. Later, as the country reconstructs in the post-war boom, a secret grows in Bonhomie. But nothing stays buried forever in a small town. Against the backdrop of some of the most transformative decades in modern America, the consequences of that long ago encounter ripple through the next generation of both families, compelling them to re-examine who they thought they were and what the future might hold. Sweeping yet intimate, rich with piercing observation and the warmth that comes from profound understanding of the human spirit, Buckeye captures the universal longing for love and for goodness. No content warnings. I don't know. It was rated one of the best books of the year. I don't know if I will get that just because of that, though. I'm kind of thinking Dark Sisters or Before I Forget. Yeah, let's see the add-ons, though. How many new add-ons there are. New and recent add-ons. It just looks like these 2, I think. Maybe it makes sense since they had 6 main picks, but... The Rebel in the Rose by Catherine Doyle. She sounds familiar. What else did she write? Let me look that up. So she wrote The Dagger and the Flame. I wonder if that's in here, because this is book 2 for that, I guess. Paranormal romance. Oh yeah, it says, welcome back to the city of Phantom, where love, magic, and political intrigue collide in the spellbinding sequel. I guess I just need to read a little bit more. 400 plus pages, second in the series, enemies to lovers, multiple viewpoints. From a remote hilltop haven, far from the city of Phantom, Seraphine Marchant and her Order of Flames plot to eradicate shade magic with light fire. Oh, plot was a verb. I don't know why I'm having trouble today to read. So they plot to eradicate shade magic with light fire. But as Sarah struggles to control her blooming powers, destiny calls her back to Phantom and to the assassin who haunts her dreams. Ransom Hale can't get Sarah out of his head. As their rivalry grows and he grapples with the responsibility of leading the Order of Daggers, he feels himself slipping farther from who he wants to be. Is he doomed to live a life in the shadows, or can he forge another path? Meanwhile, rebellion is stirring in the kingdom, and a dangerous prince grows in power. Forced to work together by order of the king, Sarah and Ransom's conflicted hearts are tested to their limits. And all the while, an ancient prophecy is unfolding that will change the fate of Valterre forever. So I didn't read the first one, so I probably would not get this one. I do really like the cover, though. That's really pretty. And then the other new add-on is The Wicked by Rebecca John P. Romance. Looks like dark romance. Says he's the king of mafia kings. Okay. Mobsters, mafia, and messy love affairs collide in this pulpy, dark romance. It's gruesome. 400 pages, 400 plus pages. Enemies to lovers, extra spicy, and multiple viewpoints. Extra spicy. Is this just an erotica? A mafia and heist romance collide in this scorchingly intense and unforgettable tale. Elio. They call me the Wicked. I've earned that name with blood, silence, and the weight of every secret I carry. As head of the Marino family, nothing slips past me. Not lies, not weakness, not fear. But when she enters my world, everything tilts. Zara. I'm dangerous, and I've had to be. I grew up with men who treated bullets like sugar cubes. I've risen from the streets to create the most notorious gang of thieves in the country. But after a job goes wrong, my crew and I are held captive by the wicked, and I'll do just about anything to take advantage of it. Even if it means working with the wicked and pulling off the biggest heist I've ever dreamed of. I'm dancing with the devil, and the cost might be my body, my very soul. But I'm willing to pay the price if it means I get him. There are content warnings. It contains mentions of domestic abuse, sexual assault, child abuse, and self-harm. I don't know, it sounds like something I would read, but I don't really want to buy, I guess. So probably not going to get any of those add-ons. For the book, I'm debating between Before I Forget, I think, and Dark Sisters. So let me know what you're going to pick, if you are picking anything this month or if you're going to skip. And be sure to like the video and subscribe for more Book of the Month and occasionally other book-related videos. I'm trying to get a little better about that. I am mostly on the blog, notesfromtheshelf.com, so check out there for book reviews, recommendations, reading challenges. I do author interviews, stuff like that. I'm going to post in the next couple of days my TBR Winter Bingo Challenge, so stay tuned for that. And I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season, and until next time, happy reading!